Yeah, I think the girls are pretty good. Obviously, it's tough in games like that, but I think that they stayed pretty on. Well, they stayed on task and they worked hard for each other and they worked hard to get the amount of points that they did. So, on days like that, you can only keep turning up and playing what is in front of you. And I think that Warrington never went away. They still kept turning up. There's some big tackles. A few of our girls got involved in some big collisions and things like that, so it was still a tough game, but I was impressed with how the girls stayed on task and stuck to what we went out to go and do. Yeah, definitely great to have Caitlin back. She's our vice captain and that for a reason. She's a leader within our squad, and it was just great to have her back on the team sheet, great to have her back on the field. She obviously didn't play the full game, but I think she enjoyed being back out there. The girls definitely enjoyed having her back out there, and it'll just be good to have her back in the side because, like I say, she brings another voice and another support for Hannah in leading the team around. You've got to remember that some of the girls that are playing week in, week out are still really young, Maisie Carter, Ruby Enright, Evie Cousins, like the girls like that have come up from the academy system. It probably seems a bit surreal for them to be in the gym with Amy Hardcastle, Anna Butcher and players that have been around for longer than what they have and who they've looked up to. But I think we've got a really nice group, a really good group, and they all support each other, they all push each other, and we speak about we've got to push each other to be better, because if we don't challenge each other week in, week out, then we'll never make that next level. We've got to celebrate the small wins and the big wins, and it's just good to see. And we've got players who have really stepped it up again this year in terms of in the gym and on the field. I think players like Sophie Robbo has been with us from day one, but really pushing to be the better athlete and to be a better rugby player. So I think across the board we're doing pretty good, and obviously didn't have the best start to the season, but sort of picking up some momentum and some consistency, and we're just looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
Caitlin coming back, can you give us a bit of an update on the rest of your squad, injury-wise?
Yeah, so obviously Caitlin came back this week, Zoe came back the week earlier for the Nines, but it was great to get her out against Warrington this week, and she played some big minutes and she came off. She said, I thought you were going to leave me out there, but she ended up going back on anyways towards the back end of the game, so she probably played near 70 minutes I think this weekend, which was great to see her back out there. Alicia, obviously we know, is long-term rehab. She's smashing it with her ACL rehab. We've got Shannon, who was awaiting surgery on the back of the injury that she suffered in the grand final, but I think from them two they've been really consistent in terms of rehab, and we can't wait to get them back out. As soon when it is, it will be a little bit longer than some of the other girls I'll move on to, but they're grafting really hard. Evie Cousins hopefully should be maybe a couple of weeks. She obviously had an ankle operation from an injury she sustained in the 19s academy game, and she's just had a bit of a flare up, so hopefully a bit of time off feet and she should be back in the next couple of weeks. Ella was ruled out this weekend because she's basically been poorly all week. Bethan Dainton suffered concussion against Lee in the quarterfinals, so and she's had a bit of a niggle so in her quad, so we're just giving her a little bit more time.
Just looking ahead to Sunday, Wigan, we played them a few weeks ago in the Nines, and obviously we're going to be playing them in a few weeks in the semi-final. What kind of challenges are there? What do you make to Wigan this year?
I think Wigan are a Wigan team. Since the sort of formation of Women's Super League, that in the pack they'll just keep turning up, and they'll never take a backward step. So I think you've got to go out there and want to win everything, because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And I think that they've added to their squad in their backs. They've got some really dangerous outside backs in terms of pace and strength. So they'll be disappointed on the back of the performance or the result. I guess I haven't seen the game, but the result against York. So they'll be coming back firing to want to play us this week and put themselves in a good stead, because they know they've got us in a semi-final. So we know we've got to be on our absolute best, and hopefully we can get a good performance, a good result, and then kick on to play against York the following week and back at home at Headingley for the semi-final, because it's been a while since we've played it now.